Recently, multiple higher-ups at the United States Department of Justice resigned their positions because Pam Bondi, Attorney General of the United States, had demanded that they open an investigation not into Jonathan Ross, the man who shot and killed Renee Good. They wanted an investigation into Renee Good's widow to find out if she had any connections to left-wing protests against ICE, which is not something that is illegal. It doesn't matter if she had connections or if she was the grand master behind all of these protests. None of that is illegal. None of it warrants a criminal investigation. But these DOJ employees, lawyers and whatnot, understood that we're going to violate her civil liberties if we do this investigation. We're going to slander and libel her just to make this officer look justified, as if he knew that the widow did these things before he killed her wife. Right? It still doesn't even make sense as to why that would even matter, because he didn't know any of it. Willing to bet the dude probably doesn't know much of anything at all. But these courageous DOJ officials said, I'm done. Days before that, a report had come out that talked about the fact that the U.S. Department of Justice is having trouble finding people willing to work for them. Lawyers unwilling to go work for the U.S. Department of Justice, which used to be a great place for lawyers to either get a start or, further their career, whatever it is. And now the report says that good, competent, intelligent lawyers are refusing to go work there because of Pam Bondi turning it into a completely dysfunctional arm of retaliation. So Pam Bondi is falling apart at the seams over this. But she doesn't want the public to know that she's falling apart or that she's freaking out that her department's falling apart. So she went on Sean Hannity's program late last week and said this. We had 6 prosecutors who suddenly decided they didn't want to support the men and women on ICE. One of them was busy doing a photo shoot with the New York Times while ICE was out there risking their lives. So the breaking news tonight, I fired them all. They're fired from the office. She also said that the employees had been out there interviewing at liberal law firms prior to their resignations. Wait. Prior to their what? What was that? Prior to their resignations? But you just said a sentence before that you fired them. When you fire somebody, that's not them resigning. And you already admitted in the 3 sentences before that they resigned. So they resigned, I fired them, then they resigned again. Wow, Pam. Wow. As a prosecutor yourself, right? I mean, as the Attorney General of the United States, you of all people should understand how to keep a story straight. I mean, that's what you have to do in front of a jury. That's what you have to do for a judge. If you're a lawyer and you go into a courtroom and say 3 different contradictory things in the same paragraph, you're going to lose your case because you're not good and it's obvious that you're lying through your teeth. But that is what Pam Bondi did in that appearance with Sean Hannity. I mean, in the span of 1 paragraph, multiple contradictions proving she's lying. But all of that is irrelevant. We know she lies. She is no different than any other member of this administration. None of them can tell the truth. I don't think they're physically capable of telling the truth at this point. But she busted herself while trying to act like it's no big deal that all of these lawyers are either leaving or refusing to come and work for her. And also, for the record, Pam, it is not the job of anyone inside the United States Department of Justice to defend ICE. Unless they're assigned to a case where they have to defend an ICE agent. But publicly, they don't have to fight for ICE. In their jobs, they don't have to fight for ICE. They weren't fighting for ICE. You weren't asking them to defend ICE. You were asking them to smear an innocent woman who just lost her spouse. Never lose sight of that. Because they want to drag these women through the mud as one of them's already being put into a grave just to justify what that officer did. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.